Hey, 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 everybody. Happy Sunday. Happy Sunday. Welcome to Washday Live, where we talk about topics, hairstyles, concerns that may come up during Wash Day. Today is a special Wash Day. As you can see, the background is a little different. I am on the road. I'm traveling for work, and I'm so proud of myself. Can I say how proud I am that I am still able to pull this off? Okay, while I'm on the road, I know that it's usually every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern, but listen, just for the sake of consistency, I still had to show up. Anyway, today I wanted to make this a talk edition and talk about frequently asked questions. So, being that I am on the road doing in salon classes, I get a lot of questions about natural hair care, textured hair care, and a lot of the same questions or similar questions come up every single time I teach class. And also, I get a lot of messages in my DMs or in my comments regarding the same thing. So I thought, you know what? This will be a way for me to just hop on and answer some of your frequently asked questions, but also give you an opportunity to ask some of your burning questions. Guys, this is the beauty of hopping on a live stream with me. I can answer all of your burning questions right here in real time. And guess what? 9 times out of 10, the questions that you have can account for many, many people having the same questions, maybe just not having the courage to ask. So think about that as well. But before we get started, I wanted to remind you that I am streaming. Girl, I made it happen. Okay. I am streaming on the usual platforms on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. I'll be able to see your comments on Facebook, on YouTube, over here, and on Instagram. I'll be able to check them out through my iPad. So I'll be going back and forth. And also, before I get into these questions, these frequently asked questions, and hopefully answering some of your questions live here, I wanted to give you an opportunity to invite you to join the Stacy Ciceron community. You can do so by clicking the link in my bio and downloading the app. Now, through this app, you'll be able to do multiple things. You'll be able to book services with me if you're interested in getting your hair done. You'll also be able to shop the shop. All the things I use on Wash Day Lives are in the shop. All the Wash Day essential, all the Wash Day. It's a long day, child. Oh, my words are just not coming out. But the Wash Day essentials, every single thing I do and use when I go live, is available in the shop. And if you're interested in attending any of my live events in person or online, the tickets for that are usually going to be available in that shop. And you'll be the first to be notified when these things happen because I send out weekly newsletters. Okay, so you'll be a part of the community, and I can't wait to meet you. All right. Secondly, I want you to take advantage of my free ebook, 5 Things You Must Know Before Working with Highly Textured Hair. It's more than just finding out the hair type. We're beyond finding out the hair type. In this free short ebook, I tell you all the things you need to know to work with highly textured hair and set you up for success. That can also be downloaded by clicking the link in my bio. So there's 2 things. Join my community, download the app to join the community, download the ebook by clicking the link in my bio. And oh yeah, share this live. Share this live. I'm sure you're going to get a gem here tonight. That's one thing I can guarantee. All right, so let's just jump right into it. I'm going to pull up some of these frequently asked questions. Again, if you have any questions, I would love to hear them and be able to answer them while we are here on this live. Okay, let me see how I can just, I am remote, so I'm figuring things out on my iPad as we go. Let me just quickly. Well, I know what I could do. Hopefully this will work. Turn down the volume. Okay. Okay, I'm joining the live here on Instagram. If you have put any questions, I'm not going to see them until now. So if you have any questions, I can see them now here on Instagram. If you're watching on Facebook and YouTube, put your comments in the chat and then it'll pop up right here for me. All right. So I have access to questions all around. Don't be shy. All right. So let's pull those questions up. All right. I think I want to start with this question right here. How can new stylists gain confidence in working with textured hair, and what techniques or practices should they focus on to improve their skills? So this is a two-part question, so let's get into it. How can new stylists gain confidence with working with textured hair? First, I want to say that it doesn't matter what hair type you work with, building confidence as a hairstylist is pretty much the same across the board. It all starts with education, being able to educate yourself on all the skills and techniques that you need, and also practice, okay? You have to be able to step out of your comfort zone. If you need to recruit models, your family, your friends, they have really good textured hair mannequins out there where you can watch videos and practice at home or in the salon. So I think the quickest way for new stylists to build confidence working with textured hair is the same way that you would build confidence working with any texture, and that is to practice. Repetition leads to retention, but repetition also leads to mastery. We all suck in the beginning, okay? Some of us are natural or better at things naturally, but there's still room for you to master your craft and build your confidence, okay? And that comes through education. The second part of this question, and what techniques or practices should they focus on to improve their skills? Well, if we're talking about highly textured hair or natural hair specifically, I think it's really important to understand the canvas that you're working with. So that would start with understanding basic things. I know basic gets a bad rap, but that would start with basic things like understanding hair type, understanding hair texture, density, porosity, how different products work with these different hair types. What are the challenges? What are the concerns that your client or guest is facing? So that's an area, a skill even, that you want to build up, because you want to be able to be a solution to someone's problem. At the end of the day, that's what we do as hairstylists. We're solving problem and we're giving solutions to challenges. So I would say to focus on understanding, having the best understanding of the hair that you're working with, and also the challenges that that hair may have, and becoming a solution to those. Okay, so that's how you build confidence when working with textured hair. And the techniques, I would say hair care, hair cutting. I mean, you know what? The list goes on and on. I think you just need to pick a lane and really sharpen your skills in that lane. Okay. Um, okay. So the next question, what tips do you have for perfecting a blow dry before using a flat iron, especially for achieving a smooth silk press. Okay, what tips do you have for perfecting a blow dry before using a flat iron, especially for achieving a smooth silk press? Now, this is a great question because honestly, the blow dry is super, super important when it comes to getting a great, perfect silk press. Okay, so you definitely want to make sure that you're getting the hair smooth and dry from roots all the way to the ends. And sometimes with a question like this, I think it's better for me to show you than to tell you. But on a lot of my tutorials, if you go back through my previous Washday lives, I do go in detail on how to do. Okay, I guess the battery died, my little transport light. Okay, I guess we can do this. The ambiance is good without the light. Let's see. Oh, maybe it's on a timer. There we go. Oh, so maybe it is the battery. All right, so we'll do it without the light. No problem. I said we'll do without the light, and then I put the light back on. Yeah, I think it's the battery, but I think we're pretty clear without without the light. So where was I? Talking about the silk press. So if you go back to my videos on preparing for the protective style or even my silk press videos, I go into great detail about how to do the blow dry. Okay, because it's better for me to show you than to tell you, but I can try to explain. You basically want to get the hair smooth and dry from root all the way to the end. I am a big fan of using a Denman brush or a paddle brush to get natural hair smooth. I'm not one to really use a round brush. I think it's just too much tension on tightly coiled hair. And some people like that tension, but I feel like over time it can lead to too much stress on the hair because you really just need to get it smooth, right? So I use a paddle brush or a Denman brush in order to get it smooth and all the way from root all the way to the end. It should be pretty smooth. So you're not trying to smooth the hair with, I mean, yes, the flat iron is smoothing the hair, but you're not using the flat iron to do all the work. It's just like a finishing touch with the flat iron. So that's the tip. I would say use a Denman brush or um, a flat brush. Denman brush or a large paddle brush. Get it nice and smooth. Okay, but definitely make sure to use your thermal protectants. All right, it's super, super important to use your certified thermal protectants. And when I say certified, these are thermal protectant heat sprays that are lab tested to protect the hair up to 450 degrees. Okay, so the beauty of having natural hair or curly hair is that versatility, being able to wear the hair curly, wear it straight, but then also be able to come back curly. All right. And using thermal protectants will give you the opportunity to do that. All right. So let's go to the next question. Let me see if we have any questions here. How is this working out? If you have any questions, please drop them in the chat. All right. Our chemical services, our chemical texture services like relaxers and perms for textured hair making a comeback, or are they gone for good? I think that this is a great question because this is something that I was actually wondering myself because I started seeing perms come back, you know, and not the perms that we call relaxers, actual perms, which are short for permanent wave, um, aka Jerry Curl or Wave Novo or um, I forgot all the different brands, but I saw that that was making a comeback. And I remember in the 80s, 90s, early 2000s, this was a technique that a lot of Black women were using because it helped to maintain the moisture in their hair, and their hair was growing. Why was the hair growing? Because there were tons of moisture. So I see a lot of Black women going back to chemicals by way of perms, okay? But I just heard on a recent webinar that I was on, and I'm not sure if you guys are aware of this, but I thought everybody was going natural. In my little world, it feels like everyone's natural, but they are either blowing it out and flat ironing it, or weaving it, or braiding it, or doing protective styles. But I heard on this webinar that 60% of Black women are still getting relaxers. Hold on. Sometimes these hotel rooms are a little dusty. 60% of Black women are still wearing chemicals and relaxers. Where are they? I don't see them. I really don't see them. So the question here is, are chemical texture services like relaxers and perms for textured hair making a comeback, or are they gone for good? Apparently, they're not gone at all. There are still more people wearing relaxer than not. And if you look around my community, I feel like everybody's natural. So that dispels that rumor. But I have seen people going back to perms, or texlaxing or texturizing, basically putting a chemical relaxer of some sort to loosen up their curls to make their hair more manageable. So I have heard of that. But honestly, the biggest shock was that 60% of Black women are still wearing relaxers. Where are they? They're not in my circle. Okay. The next question, I love this question because I talked about this today in my class, and it is frizz normal on day 1, 2, or 3 after a natural hairstyle? Has anybody ever wondered about this? Is frizz normal? Well, today in my class, we had a part of the class where I talk about top concerns. So these are some concerns that pop up in the naturalista community, people who wear natural hair, curly hair, textured hair. These are some concerns. And one of those concerns, as a stylist or even a client, could be frizz and puffiness. You know, some people like the frizz, some people like the puffiness, but is it normal? And I want to say that frizz is definitely a normal thing, okay? And sometimes we get it for reasons that don't seem too obvious. And most of the time, I believe that frizz comes from not properly drying your hair. So let's say you're doing a wash and go or a twist out or some type of set that has to properly dry in order to get the definition. I feel that especially on low porosity hair, we're not giving the hair a chance to dry properly, okay? And as a result, you're going to get puffiness and you're going to get some frizz, okay? That's number one. Number two, we have dry hair that is actually searching the atmosphere for moisture. So that is the hair just kind of trying to grab moisture out of the air. And that's why we use things like humectants that help to attract that moisture or to keep the moisture in the hair. Okay, so that's really good for dry hair to help to kind of pack it in with moisture. The next thing is that no style stays perfect. This is like a day 1 or so twist out. And let me tell you, I have a lot of definition hair, but guess what? By day 2 or day 3, I'm going to start to get some swelling in my style. I'm going to start to lose some of the definition. I will get a little puffiness, okay? But I will say that it's a natural occurrence. Frizz is definitely natural, okay? All right. So another question is about steamers. How can I perform a scalp and hair steaming for clients without using a steamer? Which is a great question. Steamers and hooded dryers, that usually comes up when I am teaching in some salons, because not all salons have a hooded dryer or have access to a steamer. So sometimes if there isn't room or access to a steamer, they are some portable ones that I'm seeing now. Look at that. All of the innovations in hair care. There are portable steamers. I see people using facial steamers at the shampoo bowl to give the same effect, and it takes up less space. Also, old school techniques, we used to like heat up a hot towel. Okay, heat up a very, very hot towel and put it over the hair, and then put a plastic cap or bag over the hair. That kind of gives the effect of a steamer. But now, child, they are portable steamers and facial steamers, or like bonnets that can be used at the shampoo bowl if you don't have access to a steamer. So I'm going to just jump right into, which is better, the hooded dryer or diffuser, since we're talking about salon equipment, right? Because not all salons I go to have hooded dryers, because that's something that all salons used to have, but now they don't quite have them as much. You have portable options now. So they have the pedestal dryer that you can find anywhere, Sally's, Amazon, all the way to your high-end beauty supply equipment stores. And you can have a tabletop hooded dryer that fits right on your counter. And when you're done with it, you can put it in a closet somewhere. Also, the diffuser is not, I'm not completely against a diffuser. However, with highly textured hair, it is not necessarily the best use of your time, because you're not really touching the hair with a diffuser. You're literally just hovering over the hair using like a helicopter technique. You're just hovering over it. You're not touching it. So I feel like a better use for the time is to put your client under the dryer for 45 minutes or however long you need to. And therefore, while they're under the dryer, you can work on someone else instead of just standing there not doing anything. However, if that is your situation, then that's just what you have to do to make it work. I even see people like today, we doubled up on someone, right? We had two diffusers going at the same time. But again, I think we can, if possible, a dryer on a pedestal, tabletop dryer, or a regular hooded dryer. Okay, that's my preference, and then the diffuser would be second. So I answered questions about the steamer. I answered questions about the frizz. I answered questions about the silk press. I have a question here about oils. Which oils? I get this question a lot about the different types of oils to use. I know people, stylists are afraid to use oils in the salon because sometimes you think these oils and butters can weigh the hair down. That's why I really believe in a really good, proper consultation, because during the consultation, you're going to be doing a hair and scalp analysis. You should be able to determine if the hair can handle the weight of the product that you're using. Is it fine? Is it highly porous or low porosity or things like that? You should be able to determine if you can use these oils. But in terms of like the molecules and the weight of these oils, there are going to be lightweight oils and they're going to be heavier oils. So for example, oils like castor oil, they need what you call, they need a carrier oil to use with them, meaning that the oils are so heavy that you need something to help with the viscosity, right? So that it's a little bit thinner and easier to spread on the hair. So lighter oils would be stuff like coconut oil, argan oil, olive oil, grapeseed oil. All of those are super, super lightweight oils that help to absorb into the hair faster because the molecular weight of it is much lighter, okay? With that being said, oils are not necessarily moisturizers. So if your hair feels dry or if your client's hair feels dry, I think the instinct is to grab an oil or grease or something like that. But oils are not moisturizers. Oils are more considered to be sealers, meaning that would be your last step in order to really help to coat and seal that cuticle layer. They're not really meant to moisturize the hair. If anything, they're more of a sealer. To moisturize the hair, you definitely want to use water-based products, okay? We talked about chemicals. Um, any tips for perfecting the blow dry? Building confidence. I started out this live talking about building confidence as a new stylist. Um, what are some fun and effective techniques for keeping a silk press or a curly set intact while sleeping? So that's another one that's better if I show you than to tell you. But in a nutshell, basically wrapping the hair at night. I did a video on wrapping the hair. That's probably way, way, way down on my timeline. It's probably time for me to do an update wrap video just to have it fresh and better quality on my timeline. And if you want to keep a set like curls, a pin curl set. All right. So again, that's probably something better if I show you than I tell you. How can stylists tell if a client's hair is fully dry and set when using a hooded dryer, especially with textured hair? What I like to do is take them out from the dryer for a second and just go in between the creases, the crack, like especially if it's a braid or a twist, sometimes right in the fold of the twist is where all of the moisture and product tends to build up. So it might feel dry overall, like on the exterior, but if you look between the strands of the braid, you will notice that sometimes there's a little product in there that's not dry, and that can lead to the frizziness and that can lead to the puffiness. So that's usually how I can tell if the hair is fully dry. And guess what? When in doubt, wait another day. With me, I made the mistake many times of unraveling my twist too soon. And I need a good day and a half. And to play it safe, 2 days. I'm not taking these twists out before 2 days if I can help it, because I usually find a damp area, and that again can lead to frizz and that can lead to puffiness. If that's something that you don't mind, then by all means, go ahead and take those twists out early, okay? Um, Let me see. It's been a while since I checked in on the questions here, but I find that every time I pop out of these questions, I think I miss them. So what I'm going to do is stay on Instagram here for 2 seconds because I know there's a little bit of a delay. I'm back on Instagram now, and I really, really, really want to be able to answer it. I just feel like I'm missing some questions here. And this is such a great opportunity for you. If you want to hop on Facebook or YouTube, if you're watching me on Instagram, maybe if you hop on Facebook or YouTube, go to the Stacy Ciceron page or channel. I'll definitely be able to see your questions if you want to get them answered here tonight. Really, just take advantage of this. But right now, I'm on Instagram. So if you are here, for these next 2 minutes, go ahead and put your questions in the chat, and I will just wait for. Oh, here we go. I was here all along. I didn't know if you saw me, but Okay, okay. I'm gonna read two more questions. I'm gonna read two more questions and then I'm gonna call it a night. Okay. But I'm so proud of myself. I'm doing this live from my hotel room. So we're making it work. We're trying to be, this is part of being, maintaining that consistency. All right. So, what are we, 12 weeks in now? I think we're 12 weeks in. Um, oh, wait, it's over here. I'm going to read two more questions and then I'm heading out if you don't have any questions at all. What are some fun techniques to keep the silk press? Okay. Actually, I think that's it. Let's see. What are some cultural like relaxers? Yeah, I think that's it for now. Um, what are some creative styling tips for enhancing second or third day hairstyles? Second or third day hairstyles. Um, how to can we improve communication? I actually talked about this. I did a whole live about in improving communications with between stylists and clients to ensure comfort and clarity, especially when working with natural or textured hair. Well, I'll tell you what. Just a synopsis. I think that we can't take our client consultations for granted. You definitely want to make sure you do a thorough consultation, which includes hair and scalp analysis, finding out, what they want to have done, but also finding out what is their biggest challenges and you becoming a solution to that challenge and being clear on that. I think that that's going to ensure the comfort and clarity. Is just really breaking down the needs and the desires and the challenges and how you plan to execute that. I think that that is sometimes where we get lost in translation a little bit. What are some creative styling tips for enhancing second or third day hairstyles for textured hair? I like this question because me personally, especially if I'm doing something like a silk press, I do not reflat iron my hair when it gets old or when it starts getting puffy. I am not going to reflat iron it. I will probably do two braids, then start to make it wavy, then do half up, half down, or do a low pony. I am definitely one to evolve a hairstyle because I'm definitely not going to retwist. I'm definitely not going to reflat iron. So I suggest evolving with the hairstyle and just doing cute stuff. All right. So, guys, I can't believe it. If I were you, and I had somebody like me answering questions live, oh my God, my pencil would be lighting up paper, writing down questions to catch this person on live so I can ask my burning questions. Right now, I have some virtual mentors that I wish would open up their Instagram live to ask questions. I have my questions locked and loaded, ready, especially when it comes to scaling my business, taking my business to the next level. Oh, I'm so ready. I am so ready. But we're in the process, girl. We are doing it. We're staying consistent and it's working. But yeah, just to recap, today is a Washday Live Talk edition. And I'm on the road doing in salon classes. And I just wanted to, stay consistent and keep to my word and do these lives every single week and add value to you every single week. And it feels good. I feel very proud of myself that I was able to do this and to remain consistent. So Again, before closing, I'd like to invite you into the Stacy Sister On community, where we deliver value every single week via weekly newsletters. But also in this community, when you download the app, you're able to shop the shop and buy all of the things that I use. If you're interested, that is, in finding out where to get all the things that I use on my Washday Lives, whether it be products or tools, everything is in the shop, the Washday Essential Shop. That link is in my bio. Also, when you download the app, if you're interested in booking hair services with me, this is the place where you can do that. Up and coming events, this is where you'll be able to purchase your tickets and also be the first to know when those opportunities become available. Guys, I'm looking for hair models. I am looking for hair models. If you're interested and being a hair model for my Washday Lives, or you know someone that would be a great model for my Washday Lives, please send me an email or DM me. And lastly, my free ebook, 5 Things You Must Know Before Working with Highly Textured Hair, sets you up for success and gives you everything you need to know to work with highly textured hair. It's way beyond just figuring out the hair type or doing some good hair. It's way beyond that. All right. So you can get that by downloading the app, link in bio, and also just clicking the link to get that ebook. All right, so I am ready to unwind. It's been a long day. I can't wait to just get under the covers and just relax, but I'm also feeling very energized because I was able to get this done. If you have any questions after watching this live or this replay, or you have some concerns, definitely drop them in the comments or shoot me an email or a DM. I will see you guys next week. I'm gonna be on the road again next week, but I'm gonna try to hop on a little bit earlier and give you a little sneak peek of what's going on during my presentation. So that should be a little fun. Turn on your notifications so you know when I go live. Or once you're in my community, you know exactly when I'm going live every single time. All right? But we've been on for what, 37 minutes? I think that is good enough. All right? One last check on these questions. All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for watching. And I will see you next week and every week on Washday Live, every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern. Tune in. Be there. I'll see you. Thanks for watching. Ciao.